Hey guys, so I wanted to share my evaluation presentation with you. The facility that I decided to evaluate is called the Commons of Hilltop, and it's located here in Grand Junction, Colorado. So the Hilltop program was established years ago in the Grand Valley. The Commons is just a piece of the Hilltop program. Within the Commons, they offer different levels of care. So they offer short-term and long-term care. So the short-term care is provided for individuals with temporary illnesses, that kind of thing coming out of the hospital. The long-term care is set up as a senior living facility or a nursing home facility. They also offer memory care for Alzheimer and dementia patients. So some of the positive attributes that I found of this facility are there are many extracurricular activities that are offered, things such as cookie making, indoor softball, and even anything down to simple chit-chat sessions. There are extra services. There is a beauty salon, dry cleaning, banking services, those types of amenities that are extra and that offer those services and comfort to the clients and their families. So the location is adverse and close to the heart of our town. It's located in a very nice area, and it is open for families to come and visit and for the clients to go back and forth depending on their level of care. The food served is restaurant style, so it would be food appropriate for you or I. There are also meals that are served in between those settings to provide the necessary amenities as well. So special dietary needs are always met, and dietitians are on board at all times in order to meet those needs. There are 185 licensed beds in the facility, which leaves room for families to have their needs met. So this elder center community encourages and represents care and compassion and creates great opportunity for multiple levels of care. Within the Eden Alternative, care and compassion are focused upon a great deal. Within the Bible, it says, "Do not cast me off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength is spent." So I believe that the biblical principle aligns with the Eden Alternative principle, which in turn aligns with this elderly-centered care community. So I didn't find too many negative components of this facility. However, there were a couple of factors that I took into consideration. The waiting list is fairly lengthy, which prevents the needs of the individuals and their families being met in a timely manner sometimes. The cost of the services seems steep, and the only way that Medicaid will even be considered is if the patients and their families pay for 3 years of private pay in advance. So the relationship of the supervisor and staff seems somewhat strained to me. That is a perception that I developed around my conversation. I was told that there was often a lack of communication between the CNAs and the RNs. So that raises a couple of red flags for me. Only basic background checks are done on the employees, which leaves room for error and missed discrepancies that could potentially lead to elder abuse and neglect. So loving companionship is the antidote to loneliness, and this is from the Eden Alternative. So when I think of this principle, what comes to my mind is continuous and consistent training around the definition of continued care. The ethical values of consistency and persistence really resonate with me, and this particular facility implements training to ensure that the love and compassion as well as the safety of individuals are implemented into their daily operations. Again, this aligns with biblical principles across the board. So continuous improvement is contingent upon willingness and commitment. Without a standard, there is no logical basis for decision-making or taking action. I really like this quote by Joseph M. Juran. Within this facility, I found a couple of improvements that I felt like would really increase their quality level of care. So I believe that the facility itself could focus more upon the care that is given to the memory care patients. So we're looking at the patients with Alzheimer's and dementia. In doing so, this would include reduction of antipsychotic medications and increase stimulant activities and communication instead. I also believe that this facility can maybe work closer with insurance companies to provide a bigger array of payment options, which would ensure that families as well as the individual's needs could be met in a faster manner. So there's also a philosophy in the Eden Alternatives that revolves around chemical restraints. And in my own personal lived experience, I feel very passionately and very deeply about this. So within my line of work, we ensure that the best interest of the patient is at the front and foremost in all of the decision making that takes place. With that being said, I believe that we must ensure that individuals are not simply being medicated due to the lack of interest or investment of staff. I believe that constant and consistent mindfulness will keep us aligned with ethical values and the principles and policies that are implemented within this facility. That is one area of improvement I believe that could be focused upon to ensure families, providers, and individuals are all on the same page. So in conclusion, my overall perception of this facility is positive. I believe that they offer a variety of services that will ensure that the needs of individuals and families are met on a consistent basis. Quality care seems to be delivered on a constant basis, as well as the amenities offered seem to ensure that the patient's well-being is kept first and foremost. They appear to be fulfilling, which is very vastly important in the later years of life. Though I was not able to visit the facility, I was able to develop a strong understanding around their policies and procedures, as well as any documentation that will be provided to us on an individual basis. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.